This afternoon, we have the special edition of the Fanatically Real broadcast as the general managers of the WRL will select which region they will like to compete in during our first ever Wheel of Regional Power. And we're going to get started in about 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to the Fanatically Real broadcast, sponsored by Sport Management Solutions, your one-stop shop for all your athletic communication needs. A little short on monitors today, so we're trying to figure out how we can get everything working for this. Jason says he's not so patiently waiting over on Discord. I think I saw a couple comments that are coming up over here. MJ out there with us. MJ, how are you? JB out there with us. JB, how are you doing? And in the background, coming to the stage, we've got Anthony, last year's WRL champion. And then
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I had to think about it for a second. And then we got Paul coming to us from Canada. Paul out there with us as well. Steelers hopeful. We know what that's all about as it comes to the APFL. Chris says, I want to pick the non-commish region, please. I want to make sure that you end up in my region with me so I can play you twice, give you 2 easy wins. Gerard out there with us as well. He is in Kansas City right now getting ready to go to a Royals game. Ty with us. Sean with us. Appreciate you all being here for this. All right, so let's get some of the logistics out of the way. So this is the first ever. This is going to be an interesting look here without the two of you guys' faces on there. Toby says that he will take spot 69. Paul has shown his face. I appreciate you. Jason with there as well.
I ain't got no camera.
Cookie saying, let's go. All right. Canada has to pay the extra tariffs just to be here. So I don't know if that means that we're going to add a couple of numbers to the spot that you pick and throw you a little bit further down the draft or into the regional board. Not sure what that really means. Damian Gratz out there with us as well. Damian, and what you think that I missed you. All right, so here, this is how this is going to go this year. So last year we had regional managers that drafted general managers into their region. I feel like there's a couple people that didn't really like the way that worked out. So the thought process was, how can I get it back into the hands of the people who do this with us every year? And I thought, let's do something different. So we came up with this idea of the Wheel of Regional Power. That's the name that we ended up coming up with. And Jason says, one of my kids took over my account. Hey, Jason, what's up? So we've got this Wheel of Regional Power this year. What it's going to be is we've got a wheel that has 48 cogs on it. Let me see if I can end up sharing my screen and showing that to you all. Instead of talking about it, let's be about it. This is what it looks like. Here is your 48 cogged wheel. Each one of those cogs on it has a general manager and a team's name on it. What we're going to do, this kind of is reflective of the way that we usually do the name out of the hat, right? Oh, I love that hat, Paul. I remember whenever you grabbed that and sent a picture of it to me. I love that one. This is going to be the same thing as us pulling names out of the hat, but instead of trying to pull 48 names out of the hat, we figured we'd go to this wheel. We've used this wheel for any time that we've done a draft selection show or a draft order show for leagues that have a weird number that doesn't coincide with a die like this one, Dungeons and Dragons die, 12-sided die that we're going to use today for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin this wheel. As your team name and general manager name come up, we're going to reach out to that general manager. What they're going to do is then they have the opportunity to pick a spot on this chart right here. Each one of those colors is a region. Each one of those columns is a division. Why does that matter? Well, if you pick a division with somebody who you want to play against, you're going to play them twice. If you pick a region for the person you want to play with, you're going to play them once. The first person out of the chute is going to be a crapshoot. I know that if you wanted to pick something, pick your favorite color, pick a number. I know if it was Sean and Ty out there and then number one out of the hat or out of the wheel, they're going to pick red 10. That's just because his favorite number and favorite color. I didn't watch the info. How do I pick my region? Should I have watched the information video? Chris, you already know you should have. I'm going to probably give them like 4 to 5 minutes. I know that's probably a long time, but I will also be honest with you. I expect this to go 3.5 hours to make this all happen. Let's hope that it doesn't take that long. I hope to get a hold of everybody fairly quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hope that the 18 of you that are out there watching it right now respond. I'm hoping to be able to find you on Discord. I'm going to find you on a regular text message to your telephone number, give you a couple of minutes. And if they don't respond, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the secondary wheel. What does the secondary wheel look like? Well, that is got the cogs on it 1 through 48. If we don't have a response from anybody, or if they have elected not to show up, we will spin this cogged wheel that has 48 on it. Whatever number comes up, they will get put into that space. Chris says he's going to be driving soon. Dude, don't worry about it. You can do it while you're driving, safety first. And Jason says, come on, Snake Eyes. We got a couple of months before we get to the Snake Eyes, so you don't have to worry about that yet. So that's how this is going to go today. First person out of the chute is basically going to get to pick wherever they want. The whole idea of this came from Damien, the mad scientist, had posted something inside our Discord chat months ago that had little headshots of different celebrities. I think they were mostly NFL players, that said, which empty seat would you want to sit in? And I'll give you an example. There was one of the spots that had Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce on a plane in a row of 3 seats. The middle seat was empty. Where would you want to sit on this plane? And I thought, God, that would be a really good way for us to do a selection for the general managers for the 2025 season. And that's kind of how this came about. So, I will get the wife and daughter to give you my number on the way. That sounds perfect. In fact, if you guys can even tune in and see if the wife and the daughter would show us their faces, since we never get to see yours. And then Jonathan is right. Jonathan is always talking whenever he calls me, or when I talk to him. He's always driving. I think there's only been one time Jonathan and I have had a conversation when he's not been behind the wheel. Misty says you're about 30-second lag from you talking in the other room to what YouTube is saying it. So she must be able to hear me through the doors and then watching in the bedroom, which is maybe why I'm getting this little bit of a lag over on this side as well. And Hanley is with us too. He's up in Detroit right now getting ready to watch a Tigers game. Maybe they've already had first pitch. I don't know what time first pitch was today. So something else to go along with this. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to spin the wheel. If they're here, they get to pick where they want to go. If they're not here, we're going to spin the other wheel. Whatever number comes up, that's where they're going to go. Chris says, Misty, come join me. And then Jason says 30 seconds seems about right. Jason does this a lot for his church, so he would probably know. There is another thing that's going to go along with this. This is coming from the director of the NFC and the APFL under the FSA, for all of you that didn't know what all those acronyms mean. Toby came up with this idea. He had wrote me the other day and said, hey, what are we going to do for regional selection this year? What's going to be the regional mascot? Says that you've got this show in stereo. And now I know, because now that both Jasons are online, that is Turd Ferguson Jason, that is Cookie, and not Jason Hazlett, which is over here, saying that the Cavs are dominating the Heat 102-77. That's pretty awesome that they are. Nobody's on the clock yet. I will get there, I promise. I figured there's going to be about a 10-minute lead in, so we're almost there, I promise. The last thing that we need to talk about is Toby asking, how are we going to do the regional selections this year? And I thought, well, after we get done with all of this, out of the 15, 16 different regional mascots that we had, I would just randomly assign them. And in his brain, he goes, what if we do something like Double Jeopardy? Or, when our daily double, whenever we get onto Jeopardy and you get that extra, hey, you get to pick however much money you want to spend on that question or whatever. He's like, how can we make that work? So I started thinking about it. That's where the 12-sided die comes into. What I'm going to do just before we get ready to spin the wheel for the first time, without you all seeing this on screen, Damien coming in with us as well. I cannot connect you because you don't have a camera or microphone right now, but hopefully you can still hear us anyways. That way, if your name comes up, we can reach out to you fairly quick. So what we're going to do is, here in a second, I'm going to roll this 12-sided die. And for the 4 rolls that I get, there he is. He's outside. That's probably why we're having problems being able to get him on.
Yeah, I think so.
manager of the APFL NFC champion Cheeseheads. I love it. It's a mouthful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this 12-sided die 4 times. What that's going to do is that's going to coincide with the team on this chart that you see here on the right-hand side. 1 through 12 is going to be easy. I'm going to roll that one first, and it's going to be for the red region. And then I'm going to roll it again, and then the equivalent of whatever 1 through 12 is for the green is going to be written down. Same thing for the blue and same for the purple. If you pick that spot, or if you are randomly assigned to that spot, you are going to be the person that gets to pick what your regional mascot is for the entire region. Now, you all aren't going to know that number. I'm going to know that number. Toby, how do we make sure that you avoid that? Well, what I'm going to do is make sure that unless it's a last-minute case, there's somebody I need to play against, and that's the last spot that's in that division or last spot that's in that region, then I'll take that spot. But up until then, I will avoid it. That way, I don't end up picking a regional mascot because I would rather put that on you all. But to let you know whenever you have selected that spot, we got a cute little video for you, kind of like a daily double would be on Jeopardy, but we're not going to show it to you. You'll know it whenever it happens, though. I promise you that. So before we spin for the wheel for the first time, we're already 11 and a half minutes into this. I'm going to do my little secret rolls over here on the side. I'm going to write those numbers down over here so I can keep track of them as we go through. And I know which ones are getting selected. And I know which ones are going to pick the regional mascots for those particular regions. So I've got a little piece of paper next to me that's got region 1, 2, 3 on it. And 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm marking down the numbers that are coming up on the dice. I know which numbers are going to get to pick the regional mascots now. We will play you a cool little daily double video whenever you pick that spot. You'll know it. The wheel is coming back up. We're getting ready to get our first team off the board. Now, here's what I am going to do. Something that we didn't do whenever we did this for the APBL, our baseball league under the FSA, is I'm going to shuffle these cogs on this wheel every single time before we spin it. I have a cute little button right here that I can push shuffle. That way they're not in the same order every time. We can't ever say this wheel goes to the same spot every time. You just got to count like 2, 3 spots over from wherever it started from. I'm going to shuffle them every single time. I'm going to do the same thing when we do 1 through 48. That way we don't have a chance of there being some kind of pattern with it happening, okay? So here's what we're going to do. First spin is getting ready to come up. I'm going to hit the shuffle button for the very first time. There is all the teams getting moved around. They are no longer in alphabetical order like they were. We're going to click this to spin for the very first time. I don't know if y'all can hear that little buzz out there, but apparently it has a noise to it. The very first one that's out there is Phil from the McCrackens. Best way to probably reach Phil is through text message. So I'm going to reach out to him right now. Knowing Phil for as long as I have, if the numbers on this wheel went all the way up to 57, that would be his number because that was his jersey number that he wore whenever he played football in high school. But I don't think that is going to be possible since we're only 1 through 48. Let's see. Let's spin. I'm going to feel good by the time this is over. Don't worry, Ty. I am too. I'm already working on drink number 2 since noon today. Chris says it gets a little laggy whenever I spin. We need Jeopardy music playing while we wait for the pick. That's probably not bad. That's probably not ideal. I could sit there every single time and put the intro video back up and watch it for 20 seconds. All right, I text Phil. Let me see how long ago. 1 minute ago. We will give him 3 more minutes. If we do not hear from Phil in 4 minutes, we will go ahead and move over to the 48 cog, and we will spin and put him on the board. And he will be the first one. We will come over here on this Excel document. We will put in his name and his team name, and then everybody will see. So for those who don't know, who Phil is. Phil was actually our WR champion. God, I'd have to think back. It was somewhere between 2003 and 2009. I'd have to go really far back into the history and the databases to remember how far it was. So Phil is a world champion with us from the early days of FSA. He took a couple-year break from us and decided that he wanted to come back. So I reached out to him. He said, heck yeah, I want to play. So we've got Phil back. So we've got 2 more minutes to wait on him. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. I have to take Phil off of the chart, and then we'll hold on to the numbers for right now. So let me remove Phil. We know he's number 1. Let me reshuffle. Not a bad idea, Chris. You do have good ideas every once in a while. Not bad for a blowhard. And then I will shuffle the wheel again. And then we will spin for the next one and see if we can't start getting a hold of them as well. Next one out there is Monica from the Bacchanalias. So let me reach out to her. Best way to reach out to her is on text message as well. If I know Monica, she's probably got a favorite number that she would like to pick from. So not a bad idea, Chris. We appreciate you. So let me see if I can get anything from Phil. We have reached the 4-minute limit for Phil. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the numbers 1 through 48 and see what we're going to put Phil in on the numbers. Phil will be going into number 32. So let's go over to the chart. 32. So it's going to take up a little bit too much space. Let me see if I can reduce. This is something I was worried about. Let's lower the font down to about 20. And then what we'll do is format cells. I probably should have had this done already. Alignment, wrap text. And there we go. Phil from the McCrackens is already in the number 32 spot. Who just popped in? Randy out there with us as well. Randy, how are you? I'm going to put you on mute. Let me see if Monica has responded yet or not. 32 was taken. Let's go back over here. Did we take Phil's number off the chart yet? We did not. It is gone now. And we will wait 2 more minutes for Monica. We'll just give everybody 4 minutes. I feel like that's a pretty good length of time to try to reach out to people. Let's go ahead and remove Monica from the list. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Let's go ahead and spin the next one. Misty was right. Damien on with us. Going to be the 3rd one up. All right. So let's see if Monica gets in the next couple of minutes. Damien, if not, we're going to get your pick live. So let's see. I've got 1 more minute for Monica before we spin that wheel for her. This is cool. This is best case scenario for you, my friend. You can get to do this live, and then you can take off and then go hang out with the family the rest of the day, because I know I think you are with 3. I don't know if the wife is taken off north yet or not, but Misty said you could do a first name, last initial to shorten it. Not a bad idea, babe. Thank you. 43, Monica just wrote back. It is available. All right. So we're going to put Monica in 43. Some of these I'm going to shorten. I'm just going to get them down to what I know I need. Let's do this too. Let's do the wrap on all of them if it'll let me do it. Format cells, alignment, wrap text. Okay. So I'm not sure why I didn't do it on that one, but whatever. We've got it. She said that is her mom's spirit number. So let's go over here since Damien is the next one. Damien, I'm going to remove you from this wheel. We're going to come over here and we're going to take off Monica's 43. Why is it not on 43? Oh, she got to pick her number. So we need to try to remove 43. Will it let me do that? It sure will. All I got to do is do that. It is off the wheel, which is good to know. I did not know that. We're going to shuffle this for the next spin because Damien gets to pick where he wants to go. All right, mad scientist, where do you want to be?
I got to pick a number?
Got to pick a number with what's left on the board.
I want 11. My anniversary is 11/11/11.
That's a very good point. It is. All right, mad scientist, you are in the number 11 spot. Let's go back over here to the wheel and make sure that we remove 11. Let's sort. Makes it easier. We'll shuffle again. We will go back over here to the team wheel, and we will shuffle again, and we will roll whoever or spin whoever the next one is. Hey, you'll love this, Damien. Chris says you also have 11 kids. What a coincidence.
Not quite. Don't put that on me.
We'll put that juju on you. All right. Let me see if I can get a hold of Matt to see if he can get a hold of Mike. So Mike is one of our Canadian guys. He is usually pretty hard to get a hold of because he is Secret Squirrel Canadian Army as well. So let me see if I can get him to get a hold of Mike in the next couple of minutes. We got 4. Let me see if I can find him. All right, Mike Lewis is on the clock. We will wait the 4 minutes and see. Nobody has picked any of the daily double or special spots yet. Matt is here. Matt says he's on it. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you. We love you. Let him know that the only spots that are taken so far are 11, 32, and 43. And I think after this, I'll probably have to start doing screenshots for everybody and start sending them over on Discord so everybody knows what spots have been taken. We will wait a couple more minutes on him. Probably. If I removed 11 from the wheel, let me go back and check. I thought I had, but good catch. We'll sort. 11 is gone. So we'll shuffle again. So it is off the wheel. Good catch. Appreciate you. Thank you for everybody who always keeps me honest whenever I do these crazy things. And it's nice that I can just delete it that easily and it just not be on the wheel anymore. Matt says he messaged him on WhatsApp. I know that's always the best way to reach out to Mike. Hey, while you're at it, let him know he still needs to pay too. He's one of 2 guys left that still need to get their monies in. We're 46 out of 48, giving everybody until Monday. But Chris says, let's go ahead and spin another name outside of Mike. So let's go ahead and remove Mike. Let's go ahead and get our next name. Let's shuffle it up. See who we can start reaching out to. Next person we want to reach out to is Toby. I know Toby's either got to be watching or he's out there somewhere. Let me reach out to the director. All right, let's see how far we've gotten with Mike so far. We've got 2 more minutes to go on Lewis to see if he gives us a number. 4 seems like a pretty good number to wait for all of these. If we do 4 times 48, math is not my best suit. That's 192. That's a little over 3 hours, and I said this would take between 3 and 3.5. As long as we keep a name ahead, we should be okay. Chris apparently not liking that Toby's name came up. Boo. Hey, Coach Gerard, are you sitting in the car at the stadium, or what are you doing?
So we are on our way to the stadium. I'm just riding in the passenger.
Oh, that's nice. Cool. That's the best way to do this then. You couldn't ask for a better setup right now. Toby says that he's picking from the shower. All right. Let's see. We're going to give Mike about 1 more minute, Matt. I realize that it's a little bit harder to reach out as we're doing the phone link thing here. Chris says you are definitely the passenger princess. You kind of look like it right now too. So, I mean, he's not wrong. What is that shirt you're wearing? I love the colors though. I like it. Have you checked in on our boys to see how they're doing in game 2? Last time I saw, I think they were down like 5-4 after the first inning.
Yeah, we're down right now, 16-8.
Ooh, what inning we in?
Oh, let me see.
All right, we're at 26. Matt, I'm going to give you 1 more minute only because we had to play the phone game with this guy. Matt says he's jumping on now. All right, let me see if I can't pull up the screen. Where is he jumping on at? If he's coming in here, it might be a little difficult because I think the room is getting full and I don't know how many people I can actually let in here.
I mean, I can jump off if you just want to let him in to make his pick.
Yep, got the board up for you, Chris. Like you said, great minds think alike. I figured this is the best way to go to get him to go quicker. How far are you away from the stadium? What time's first pitch?
So we're about an hour out. First pitch is at 6:05. So, yeah, we should be there about 4 o'clock.
Or you guys can spend some good time at the stadium then.
5 o'clock your time because we're an hour behind.
Yep.
Yeah, we're sitting behind home plate. I think 10 rows from the field, and we paid $90 for the ticket each.
Not bad. That's a pretty stadium too. Just because I've seen it on TV, it's a very nice stadium. All right. What you got, Matt? What's the best way for me to show him the board? Should I screenshot, send it to him somewhere? If I screenshot it and put it out on Discord, will you be able to share it with him?
Yeah, if he's on here, if I need to jump off, just let me know. I'll jump off real quick and then jump back in.
Okay, we'll let you know. He said he's just sending the YouTube link, so hopefully he'll jump on here fairly quick because we know he's already engaged and coming up. Be patient with me, everybody. Let him get an opportunity to. Toby said our trades allowed. Not in this case, but with the idea that you had for next year, which I don't know when I'm going to present that to everybody. Maybe we'll get through this year, see how it turns out, and see if we're going to do this again in 2026. See if we can trade stuff around inside this same setup, which could be kind of cool with what you had presented. Let's go back up to the screen because I know nobody wants to see this right now, especially if Mike comes in. Mike, if you're out there, this is your board. Chris says, if it's a Toby idea, I'm out. Well, I will tell you, it is the idea of the daily double was a great idea. I am not going to fault him. Everybody that I've talked to about it says it was a great idea. So it gave me an opportunity to get Toby online earlier today because it's been a while since I got to hang out with the director. All right, Mike, tell us what you got. I don't want you to come on here and then all of a sudden we had to move on. Let's see, who do we already have somebody queued up after Mike? We do, Toby. That's right. I forgot. He's out there terrifying us right now. So, Chris, the idea that he came up with was the daily double thing. So whenever this number of these 4 numbers that I've got written down pops up, that is going to be the team that is in that spot that gets to pick what the regional mascot is going to be for the year. Actually thought it was a pretty daggone good idea, to be honest with you. So, Matt, any word from him? Let's see how many minutes it's been. Yeah, if he hasn't jumped on yet, then move on, I guess. All right, let me see where we're at time-wise. Let's see. It's been 5 minutes since he said he was going to jump on, and it's been 9 minutes. So we'll give him 1 more minute. All right, 1 more minute. Once the clock hits 3:32 on my side, which should be in a couple seconds, then we'll go ahead and do a random wheel. We haven't got much further than your last pick, my friend. In fact, we've got no picks further than you. We're trying to get Mike online to be able to get him to pick. Since he was responding to text and asked for the YouTube link, we're waiting for him to get on. I'm giving him until 3:32, which is coming up very shortly. Once we hit 3:32, we're just going to go ahead and roll him a spot. And then we'll move on to Toby, see what spot Toby wants, and then we will move on to the next spot after Toby. Hey, Ty, the way that this is going, you are absolutely going to be pretty lit by the time you get your name picked. All right, let's move on to the wheel of 48 numbers. Let's go ahead and spin it. For Mike Lewis, he is going to go in spot all the way to 48. All right, so let's remove 48. Put Mike Lewis here. Put that down to 20 so I can make it easier to see. All right, Toby, you see the board. What spot would you like to be in? Take the number 1 spot. Sounds like a good spot to be. All right, so we're putting Toby up here. Toby going to the number 1. Much easier when I can come back in and put this all together later on, as long as I know who you all are. All right, so let's go over here. Toby is taking away the number 1 spot. We're going to shuffle this up again. Let's go over here and remove Toby. Let's get our next team queued up. E-Thugs, Bruce. I haven't heard from him in a while. Thanks, Toby. Appreciate you. Toby says good luck to all. Let me see if I can get a hold of Bruce. Let me see if I can go over here.
The only time Toby will ever be number 1.
All right, let's see. What time did I write Bruce? We will give him 4 minutes. We got till 3:37 to reach him, maybe 3:38. Give him a little bit more time. Oh, wait a minute. Mad Scientist did put himself in the red region, didn't he? And Toby's in the red region. Oh, shaping up. Chris says next name. All right, let's go to the next name after Bruce. Let's remove Bruce. Let me write that down, though, so I don't forget that. Chris be trying to rush me all the time.
He wants to play with the GM of the year. He knows what the competition is.
Yeah, let's do another shuffle. And let's spin whoever's after Bruce. It's going to be Kevin. I don't know if Kevin's out there watching or not. Kevin, if you are, you're next after Bruce makes his pick. If we don't hear from Bruce, he says, I'm out. Wife's birthday. I'm a fail.
You could just skip Kevin.
I mean, we should, right?
Yeah.
Let's go out and let's spin Bruce's number and see where he's going to go. Bruce is going to go to number 5. So he's going to be in the red region with you all as well. Oops, wrong chart. All right. So Bruce is in the number 5. Let's go over here and take off the number 5. Kevin, if you're out there. Probably not. Let's let him know. I'll send him a DM on Discord. Let me, since we got Bruce on there now, let's do a new update. I have a funny feeling he's either going to go 2, 3, 4 or 9, 10, 12. I mean, Jonathan says, don't forget to take 5 off the board. I think I already did. I did. So when I don't take it off the board, whenever the number comes up, I can get it to remove right there. So yeah, Chris says he saw that one. So I see Matt saying, who do you want to play? MJ says that she'll play you any day. Let's go back over here to the region board in case Kevin shows up. Any word from him yet? No to the Kev. All right. Let's see. How long ago did we write him? Yep, he still has 3 more minutes. We'll give him 3 more minutes to see what happens. All right, Chris, thank you. Next name. Chris making sure that I stay on the narrow. Let me write Kevin down after Bruce. Did I spell Kevin's name wrong on there? I just deleted it, and I think I spelled his name wrong. Damn, I hope I didn't do that. That would be upsetting. Ooh, Paul's on with us. Paul gets to pick. I see how happy he is down there in the corner. All right, man. As soon as we get Kevin's pick in, I don't think I can unmute you as much as I want to. Kevin's here, right, Kev? Let's see what Kevin wants. Let's put up the board real quick. There's your board, Kev. Chris says he went back and checked that I had his name spelled right. Thanks, brother. And then Paul will be next. I'm thinking, what are we doing? What are we doing for you, Paul? Are you going against Mike Lewis? Are you waiting and trying to go over there and see if Matt joins you too? And we have a whole Canadian thing going on. Kevin says he's going red 3. All right. And because we do know Kevin spells it so uniquely, much easier to know that that is him. Kevin's already been pulled from the board. All right, Paul, unmute yourself. Let me know where you want to go.
All right. Well, I thought this long and hard. I'm sticking to my guns, holding to my stand. I'm doubling down on last year.
Okay.
So I'm going 16.
You're going 16. Why 16? I thought it was going to be 9.
Wouldn't 9 be doubling down?
I know. That's what I thought too.
I thought you guys always told me, wasn't it 8? Or no, is it 9?
Was it
Okay.
9?
It was 9.
It was 9.
Then I'm doubling 18.
18. All right, that makes more sense.
Doubling down on last year and going 18.
All right, that makes more sense for the double down. All right, Paul, we're going to pull 18 from the board, and we're going to pull you from the board. So let's pull you there. Let's go over here and pull 18 from the board as well. All right, let's shuffle this one up. Let's go back over here, hit shuffle one more time here, and let's roll for the next one. Canadian math, Toby says. I believe it. All right, Kelvin. Brady sits down to number 1. Let me see if we can get a hold of Kelvin. All right, I don't want to remove him yet. Let's give him a copy of the board.
Hey, Brian, if you want, I'll just go follow the rest over on YouTube.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for showing up.
I'll free up a space on here for the next victim.
Thank you, sir. There he is. How about we do it that way? Tell him he's on the clock and see what it does for him. What do you say, Chris? Let's see. Canadian math. MJ says she likes it. Kevin and Toby setting themselves up for disappointment. Chris says, I'm the one who wants to be picked quick before I start driving. I might be back home before I come up at this rate. You're not wrong. Next name. Thanks, Chris. All right, let me write down Kelvin on this. Let's get the next name going. Let's shuffle it up. Ty's out there. What's up, Ty? Garbage points. I know Gratz was out there earlier. Damien, if you're still watching, you're next. Let's wait a couple more minutes to see if we get Kelvin up on or not. If not, we will do a spin for him. And then you will be next right after that. So Kelvin is writing me right now, so he's about to make a spot. See what he comes up with. And then Damien, if you're still out there, you got the next spot. All right. Kelvin's going in the red region. He's going number 12. All right. All right. So we got Kelvin at the number 12 spot. All right. We've already pulled him from the board. Let's go over here and pull the number 12 off. All right. And we'll go back over here. We know Damien's up. Christmas wanted the red 12. Who's up now? It's garbage points. Damien Gratz. So we can pull this up and then we'll put it out there and let Gratz know that he is on the clock.
Region 1's filling up fast.
Yeah, it did. Sure did. Chris says, I'm no longer going into that red region now. He fears the red region between all of those guys. Yeah, between Toby and Bruce and Kevin and Mad Scientist and Kelvin. I feel like if there was a who's who to pick and like one of you guys were to pick it, that would kind of be the region you would be taking. Let's see. Did we lose Gratz? Kevin says red is his favorite color too. All right. Gratz, are you out there? All right, let's see. When was the last time that we wrote him? 3:44. It's only been a minute. We gave him 3 more minutes. Let's see what happens. Gratz was never here. Yeah, he was. Promise you he was. I'm going back through all of the messages. There he is. See? He was here. Look at that. I'm old, but I'm not senile.
Yet.
Give it some time. All right. Chris wants us to move on and go ahead and spin the next one before we get Gratz up here. Let me put Gratz down so we don't forget. Ted, Land Sharks. Let's see what Ted's up to. Let me reach out to him. It might have been before you joined, Chris. That's true. Might have been before you joined. Let's see. We got anything from Gratz? I swear you two. I'm your favorite color. I don't know what color that is. Is it pasty white? with a hint of green?
Always got a little green.
Always got a little green. Bruce, we got you a spot. So he's in right now. Let me go back over to the chart so Bruce can see where he got. So the wheel gave you number 5. So you're in red 5. Let's see. I heard a buzz over on this side. Damian Gratz on the clock. Oh, did I not? Yeah, I put it up there. I was going to say, did I miss putting it up there? We've got him for 1 more minute. He was here. I'm not sure what happened to him. Let's go back over here and show the chart in case he does show up so we don't have to have him delay it all. Is Paul out there still watching? Paul, you want to play twice a year? Am I in that 17, 19, 20 time frame? Let me see if Ted got to us at all. Ted's about 2 minutes away from getting an extra spin here. All right, where are we at on Gratz, time-wise? Well, we have hit the 4-minute mark. I haven't heard from him anywhere. See if Chris says whatever Chris is popping up here. We'll let that at least. Okay, Ted is on the deck, and I wrote him in a regular text message as well. All right, Gratz, we're getting ready to spin you. Let's see what spot he gets. Number 39 is going to be Gratz. All right. All right. We already pulled Gratz from the board. Let's pull 39 from the board. We've already got Ted. Gratz pulled off. Ted is marked down. Yes, Chris, I will spin for the next one. Let's remove Ted. Let's go to the next one. Ty, you're on. Oh, Gratz said he was going to take 39. Man, I already spun you. You are in 39. That's good. I didn't realize it was the same number. All right, so Ted is out there. We've got a couple more minutes for Ted. Let me see if I've got him. Damien did write me in the background. What did he say? 39. That's awesome. I hope that was what you originally were hoping for, not just because that's what came up. All right, Ted. Let's see how much time we got left for you. We got 1 more minute for Ted, and then if not, we are spinning his wheel. Ty, you are next. I know you are getting it before Sean. I have an idea of where you're going to go. Got to let Ted go first. Damien, 39, 39, 39. Well, I'm glad that's the number that you got, my friend. All right, Ted, we're going to go ahead and spin a wheel for you. Let me check my text messages one more time. Nothing from him. Didn't even read the message. Ted's getting to put a random number. He is going to go in number 45. We're going to remove 45. We're going to put Ted in that spot. Ted is there. All right, Ty, you're up. What are we taking off the board? Oh, that was nice of you. I know what the red 10 meant for the two of you, so that was nice of you. Oops, that was too small. All right, Ty, we're taking the red 9 off the board. So, guess what? All right, Ty, guess what? You get to name that region. The red region is all yours. Put your name down for that one. You get to name region 1. A little bit better woman. I like it. You're not wrong. All right. Make sure that I haven't missed anybody else up here on the board yet. I have not. That's a good thing. All right. Ty took the red 9, and she gets to name the red region. Let's make sure we get 9 off the board. Oops, I took 8 off the board as well. Didn't mean to do that. All right, let's move Ty here. Remove Ty there. And let's go ahead and spin for the next one. All right, Gerard, you're out there if you're still watching. She said so much pressure. All right, Gerard is out there. I think I know what he's going to take. Let me see if it's still available. It is. Let's see. Gerard, you're out there. Congrats. I got you, man. I got you for 39. Oh, how much have you had to drink? Must be more than me. Let's see if we can't write Gerard real quick. Man, I thought we text each other today. Where you at? Ty, for the ones that you want to know what you can take, I would like to keep it for the ones that we've already created over these last couple of years. So out of that group of 14, and then to include the Cerberus that we created last year in Sean's region, those are the ones that I would like. Barring that, I can change colors of any of those as well. If you do have another idea, though, write me in the background and we'll discuss it. Yeah, that's a good question. Hey, Damien, what number would you have taken? And where did you go? You were here and then you weren't here. Let's see. Is Gerard out there? Let's see. Make sure we're caught up on everything. We're waiting on Gerard. We did take out Ted's number. We took out Ty's number. Ted was in 45. Let's just make sure. All right, cool. Next name. There you go, Chris. That's what I was looking for first. Let's put Gerard on the board and see who the next one is. Next one is you. Look at there. You knew that was going to happen. All right, Chris. What you got? Do you want me to shuffle? I'll shuffle it and redo it again for you if you want me to.
Do it. Do it.
So he does, so we can keep him here longer. You're right. I didn't shuffle. You're absolutely right. I will shuffle it if you would like me to. Unless you just want your name to come up before you got to go pick up the missus and the kid. Chris says he wants it to be fair. You tell me, Chris, your name's on the board. I'll leave it completely in your hands. Spin it again, leave your name up there, or give you your spot, take your name off the board.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still an RNG.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
fact
Right.
that you didn't shuffle it once didn't really matter all that much.
The best that it can be, especially since it's already been shuffled a couple of times. Chris says, daughter picked 28. Interesting. All right, 28. All right, I had to look down on my little chart there.
He just wants to copy my roster again.
It wants to be in a different division, so we can do that. Hanley says, I always get late picks. How do you think I feel, man? I'm pretty sure that other than whenever we do the draft orders and I seem to get the number one pick all the time, all these hate me too. All right, so Chris took 28. So moves Chris's name from here. Let's take 28 off the list, and then to make sure that we're fair, because Chris is right, I didn't shuffle it before we did it last time. Let's do a shuffle over here this time, and let's roll for the next name on the chart. Let's see. Did you ever pick a number?
Oh, me?
You were, yeah, you. I think we actually skipped over you.
Oh, you can't skip nobody.
Yeah. What number did you want?
Yeah, give me red
You wanted
too.
28.
That's what I figured. That's why I wasn't worried about when Chris went, because I knew you were going to go red too. All right. That's what I figured. All right. Now, Chris, we're all caught up with everything. Gerard didn't pick. You did. I know Gerard was probably going to go red too. That's why I didn't have any fear of that whatsoever.
I'm just the mad scientist. I don't get a name.
Yep, you're a mad scientist. Everybody knows who that is. All right, Patrick Smith is on the clock. Sean, I know that you have a better chance of reaching out to him than I am. I'm going to reach out to him anyways. If you can, hit him up as well.
No one hit a daily double yet?
Yes, you missed it. Ty did. She is picking the regional mascot for you guys that are in the region. So your region, Ty gets to choose.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Let's do a new one. I do apologize for not getting Gerard in there before we put Chris, but I was also pretty confident Gerard was going to go red too. That's his color. That's his number. I know that. Copy. Let's see where we at. WRL. There's the chart for Patrick. I know he's on here. I just don't know what his screen name is. That's him. Juice. But I also know he's very engaged in something this weekend, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get a hold of him or not. All right, bringing the screen back up. There you guys go. Sean's talking to him. And Chris, I'm not going to spin the next one, even though I know you're already out. That way I don't get confused by accidentally putting you before Gerard. All right. So the people that are still online, Hanley's got a pick, Sean's got a pick, MJ's got a pick, I've got a pick, Randy's got a pick, Anthony's got a pick. Quite a few people still out there.
Yeah, I got maybe like 45 minutes to an hour I can stick around, and then I'll probably have to jet.
Well, let's hope that we get you before then. All right, Pat's going to take red 7. All right. Let's go over here and take away 7. All right. Let's take Patrick off the board because I didn't take him off the board. I got to find him here. Let's do this. Let's see if I can do it this way. Patrick, oh, I went all the way down to the bottom. Patrick, there you are. Let's take you off the board. You are off. Let's shuffle it and shuffle it twice. All right. Chris says next name. All right, let's see who is the next name. Average Joe's. I already wrote Eric earlier today. Told him that I would hit him up when he's on the clock. All right, let me do an updated one in Discord. We did get Pat in here, right? There he is, number 7. Okay. Just told Eric that I was going to put an updated one in here. The game's over already? What was the final score? I'm trying to think, who did they play today? And did I have anybody in that game? Did you have anybody in that game that you actually got to watch live? Let's see. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots left in the red. Filling up pretty good. Blue 27, Eric says. Blue 27. All right, blue 27. All right. Okay, blue 27. Eric is there. Let's go over here and remove Eric. Let's remove 27. All right, let's spin the next person. I did not sort it, I do not believe, but it's already been spun. We're going to go with it. Sean is out there. See if Sean picks up. Oh, Sean's out there. Sean says 25. What's up, Sean? How are you? Let's put it out there. Sean wants 25. All right. That is saved. All right, so we're going to remove Sean. We're going to remove 25. Before we even come back over and spin, we're going to make sure we do the shuffle. Now we're going to spin. Trevor. Talked to Trevor earlier today. He said make sure we hit him up. All right, let's give an updated one to Trevor as well. Oh, Misty yelled at me from the other room. I'm like, why is she yelling so loud from the other room? And now I know why, because Trevor says 13. Babe, I've got too many screens open. Give me a break, woman.
I'm like screaming at you from the other room. It's like a whole other minute before you find it.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Why are you laughing so hard? Well, I'm sorry. I'm looking at 3 or 4 different screens. Get out of here with you. She's in the room now. That's great. Now I have to deal with that too. MJ said she was screaming too, Misty. All right, next spin. All right. Let me see if I can reach out to Sean.
Okay.
Katie, mute yourself. There we go. All right, let me see if I can get a hold of Sean. All right, we got Trevor on the board at 13. Oops, I don't want to do that yet. I want to do this.
They said don't forget to shuffle.
Say again?
Don't forget to shuffle.
I don't know what you're saying. Oh, don't forget to shuffle. Listen, I got headphones on. I'm deaf. Leave me alone. God. See what I have to put up with when I'm not trying to be the commish?
Are you kidding?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what people are saying on YouTube. You're not even looking.
It says laugh out loud to Paul, and then don't forget to shuffle.
That's what I said.
Woman. You. Let me see if I can copy and paste this last image to Sean.
My battery's gonna die. Can't even read.
Go plug your stuff in and get out of here.
My thing doesn't have a plug. I don't have a plug. You keep stealing them. Mine has a little mount.
You're in my space.
You're in my space.
Whatever. It's my cave. Okay, cool. I like it. Matt says he has pick authority for Ted Lasso's today, last year's world champion. So I like that. That's Matt's father-in-law. So I like that. That's cool. All right, let's see. When was the last time we contacted Sean?
Can I eat a bite of this?
Let me look real quick. 408. We've got, it's only been a minute. So we've got 3 more minutes to see if Sean picks up or not. What'd you say, Misty?
Can I have a bite of this?
Sure. Yes, you can have a bite of my Easter candy.
What Easter candy did you get me?
Ooh, don't say that out loud. People might
I got a laundry basket full of dirty clothes. That's what I got.
I mean, you could have washed them clothes and put them away.
They were your children's.
Oh. Paul says, senile and deaf, incontinent. It's next, Brian.
You know.
Thanks, Paul.
We already know he's blind.
And deaf. Senile, probably because of you. Jason said he didn't get Michelle anything either. I do a bad job of that every year. Misty does a great job of making sure the kids are taken care of and I get something. But yeah.
I also did tell him what to get me for Mother's Day.
That's all right. You're getting what you want for Mother's Day. Does it really matter?
Yeah, I was like the thought to count.
I have some.
One of these years, Mother's Day is gonna go and pass, and you won't even realize it. It'll be Father's Day, and you'll be like, "Fuck, when was Mother's Day? Oh, a month prior."
Whatever. I got a list of things that I want from Father's Day too. But you know what I'd really like right now before Father's Day? Get out of my man cave.
You told me to be in here.
No, go over there and yell 13 from the bedroom. All right, where are we at with Sean? Let me check his messages one more time. All right, we got one more minute. If not, we are going to spin the wheel. It's definitely an episode of Married with Children, JB. All right, we'll see if Sean picks up in the next minute. If not, we will shuffle this wheel and then we will go. And I will promise not to forget to shuffle. Bruce is asking, so you got pick 5. Let me check at the chart real quick. Yeah, you're not. So you're not pick 5. This is what region you're going to play in and what division you are playing in. So right now, if you're looking at this, everybody that's in the red is playing in the same region. Everybody that's in the same column. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is Toby, Gerard, Kevin, and then whoever picks a number 4 playing in the same division. Why is that important? Everybody in the same division plays each other twice. Everybody else inside that region plays each other once. And that's why it's a big deal. All right, let me check one more time. Anything from Sean on Discord? No, nothing from Sean on chat. Anthony's coming back in. I was wondering who dipped out, and then I realized it was you.
Yeah, my mic decided to disconnect randomly, and it booted me out.
All right, let's see. So Sean is going to go to number 24. All right, so Sean Smith, 24. All right, let me take 24 off of the wheel. Let's go back over here and remove Sean. Let's shuffle and let's spin it. There you go, Misty. You're on the clock. Let me show you the chart. Hey, the last time you wanted to come all the way over here and disrupt me. Now you want to yell at me from the other room. Come back over here and disrupt me and then log off so I don't have to deal with you no more. Woman, I can't hear you from rooms away.
You told me to go over there. 23.
23. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good number. Okay, I like it. I get it now. All right, Misty's going in 23. All right, Misty's in 23. Let's remove her from the board. Let's go take 23 off the board. All right. Let's shuffle. Let's put somebody else on the board. Jason says he's just here for the comments and eating popcorn. I love it. Speaking of, MJ, you're on the board. All right, what number do you want, Miss MJ? Woot woot. There's the board for you to look at. Ty says, come on over. She says, do you got what it takes to compete in Region Red? This is why you got to be around more, man. I put slideshow presentations together, about 6 episodes on the YouTube channel about what this is going to look like. We got it's starting to hit all of the people that are here and present, which is good. All right, MJ, what are you thinking? It's kind of how it was, right, Paul? 22 for MJ. All right. Because she's like Madonna. She only needs an MJ and that's it. We all know who she is. All right, MJ, 22. Let's take you off the list. Let's take you off the wheel. All right. Let's shuffle and see who's next. Misty likes it that you two are playing together. Turd Ferguson. Jason, I saw you out there. Let's see if you're still out there or not. I forget what you were on there as. Was it Cookie earlier? It was Cookie. See if we can find you again. That's too far back. We've had a lot of good comments. That's good. MJ says, come on over and play. See if I can get a hold of Jason. The Turd selects green 20. All right. I just sent you a text message as well. And I mean, it's just like MJ, kind of like Madonna. It doesn't need anything else but Turd on it. We know who that is. So we got you on there, Jay. All right. So let's take Jason off the list. Let's take 20 off the list. I like this. People are actually picking their spots. I don't know how many actual random ones that we've done so far. It's been not bad. Let's shuffle. Let's spin. All right, Jamie and the Horny Toads. Let me see if I can get a hold of Serta. And it's been a little bit since we've done this, so let's do a snippet. Let's see if we can get, in case Jamie jumps on Discord. See if he's there or not. Nope. Can't pick a different number. We already passed it. So I never thought about that, Jason. So Turd, I don't know if you're still out there or not. So Jason's nickname is Poopy Pants. And then your team name is Turd Ferguson. So that's kind of funny. We got two Jasons, one Poopy and one Turd. No, Paul, wasn't too far. I think everybody got that one. I hope at least. I don't know. There might be some young dudes in here and dudettes that might not know. Let me see. Jamie is alive and asking questions. Let me see if I can get a chart for him.
All right, I actually have to jump off now. But if my name comes up, I'll take red 6. If not, just spin the wheel.
All right,
it's not
cool.
available.
All right, will do, man.
All right. Y'all
All
take
right.
care.
Later. Yeah, so Jason's not wrong. So what he just said in there for everybody that can read it about me giving him the name of it. So here's how it went down. Jason and I worked at Burger King together while we were in college. And there was a night that he was supposed to be running drive-through, and I was just supposed to be working boards making sandwiches. And he kept giving me the headset because he kept going to the bathroom. And he was in there for a really long time one night. And whoever the shift manager was, the store manager that night or whatever, came up and saw me with the headphones on. And I had never been trained on how to do the drive-through yet at that point. And she comes up and was like, "Where's Jason?" And I was like, "I don't know. He's in the bathroom again." And then he came out and she said, "Oh my God, Poopy Pants, you were in there for a long time." And it just kind of stuck. And he's been Poopy Pants for, God, Jesus, how many years have we known each other, Jason? 30. This is about the time Taylor was born. So he's about to be 28. So we've known each other for like 28-ish, 29 years, maybe 30 years. It's been Poopy Pants. All right. Jamie was hitting me up. Let me see if we got anything from him. All right. He is responsive. I'm going to put Jamie here. I'm going to pull a Chris. We're going to go ahead and at least spin the next one. I'm going to remove Jamie. I'm going to shuffle. And we're going to see who the next one on the wheel is so they can start thinking. Rusty is out there. Let me hit him up. I'm going to give him the last photo that was taken unless for some reason Jamie takes his number ahead of him, which I doubt that will happen, but we'll see. All right. Give Jamie one more minute. All right, Jamie's responding. He said he's got to pick a number. He knows he's working on it. Rusty will be right after him. $1994. All right, Jamie's coming in number 4. All right, let's see if we get anything out of Rusty then. All right, Rusty is on the clock. I will give him another 2 minutes. He's read the message. Once Rusty makes this pick, if my math is right, we've reached the halfway point. And I wanted to do this in about 3 hours. Remember, I had about a 12 or a 13-minute intro as well. We're going to be just about an hour and a half. So we're right on pace for where I wanted to be. And Randy, I just now noticed the hat. That is a very good looking hat, my friend. All right, Rusty. Rusty is texting. Hopefully, we're getting his answer right now. Okay. He's at jiu-jitsu. He said pick him a random number. All right. All right. So we're going to shuffle. We're going to spin Rusty, and he's going to go wherever he goes. Number 37. All right. So he's the first one in the purple region. All right. So we're going to pull Rusty off the board. Remove 37. Pull Rusty off the board. Remove. Shuffle. Spin. Let's see who's next. Ricky Power Claws. Let's see if Ricky's out there. I'm going to copy and paste this into the Discord channel. And then I'm going to send that out to Ricky, and then we'll give him the 4 minutes to respond. We have not had any more daily doubles. You're absolutely right. We had just the one for Ty in I don't know what's it. Ty in the red region, and that has been it so far. Ty got it for the red region, Toby. So you can lean on her all you want, you guys that are there. You, Gerard, Kevin, Jamie, Bruce, Pat, Kelvin. See what it is that you guys want that region to be branded with this year. All right, I wrote Ricky. We've got 2 more minutes to wait on Ricky. If we don't hear from him, we will be spinning the wheel. Toby says he wants Sasquatch. She says she has absolute power. Probably the wrong person for us to give the power to. But I love it. How's the draft going? Anybody still paying attention to it now that Sanders has actually been taken? Does anybody really care anymore? Randy shaking his head no. It finally happened, so I feel like that's the way the majority of us feel. He's finally been taken, so the drama's over. And it was in round 5, so what do we really care about 5, 6, and 7? All right, we got a couple more seconds before we go ahead and spin for Ricky. I'll go ahead and remove him from here. Go over here and shuffle this one more time. Once he hits 432 on my clock, we will do a random shuffle for him. Yeah, I don't know if Cleveland was on his list of teams that he was going to stay with, but after he dropped all the way to round 5, can he really be picky about where he goes? Can't really be picky about it, in my opinion. I mean, Toby's not wrong in this case. I mean, if he pans out in any way, shape, or form, for him being that late of a pick, pretty good pick. If he pans out. All right, nothing from Ricky. We're going to go ahead and roll or spin the 24 cogs. See what spot we're putting him in. He's going into number 15. Ricky T going into 15. All right, let's pull him off of both wheels. Let's remove. We've already removed him from here, right? All right, let's shuffle. So let me make sure that he did get removed. Power clause. Yep, he's gone. Double shuffle. Spin again. Jonathan, are you still out there, JB? You are next to pick. Here is your chart. Let's see if he still is out there. I appreciate you all for staying in here for as long as you have. There's still 18 people out there watching. That's pretty awesome. I'm hoping that's 18 people that still need to be picked, and then anybody else who's just hanging out and having fun. 33 for JB. All right. Just like Madonna. That's all you need to be known by is JB. We know who that is. All right. JB, we're going to pull you off. What number did you just say? 33? Let's pull 33 off the chart as well. All right, look at that. That list can all be seen in one spot now. All right, let's shuffle. Let's spin. All right, let me let Jamie know his kid's on the clock. Go ahead and remove him now. 21 people still left. We're a little over halfway through. See what Jamie says. Give him until 4:38. Let's see who's still out there. Sean's still out there. Matt's still out there. Katie's still out there. Last year's world champion's out there. I'm out there. Todd's out there. Epidemic Elephants is out there. Aviators. Hanley's still out there. He might still be driving back from the stadium. Randy's still out there. Poopy Pants is still out there. Anthony's out there. A lot of good names still out there and still hanging with us. All right. Justin is taking number 16. Hanley is home from the stadium and is still waiting to get picked.
Yeah, no shit. I'm like, I swear to God, every league I'm in, I'm always late as hell.
All right, let's get Justin in number 16.
Oh, well, I might as well leave now.
I'm going to mute you. You're loud. I'll pull you back in whenever your name comes up. Oh, let me get that right. All right, let's go over here. Justin's been pulled. The number has been pulled. We're going to shuffle. We're going to get Hanley a pick right now, hopefully. Now look at that. Katie's out there. Let's see if she is available. Let's see if we can give her an updated list. Ooh. Dang, Damien, I swear that dude is always getting himself hurt. Every time he be doing something, he be hurting. Katie says 21. All right, Katie, I see you out there. 21. You, Missy, and MJ all together. That's going to be fun. All right. I got you. Let's take Katie off this. Let's take you off of 21. Entries 22. We must have forgot to take some numbers off of this thing. Is there anybody that we've missed? It says there's 22 entries still. Toby 1. Let's do this. Let's check real quick before we start spinning anymore. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are gone. 3 and 4 never got pulled off. 20 and 20 now. All right, there we go. 3 and 4 never got pulled off. All right, let's shuffle and see who's next. Bearcats. We'll give Matt the 4 minutes, but I don't expect him to be here. All right, let me get an updated chart for Matt. All right, Matt's got 4 minutes from now. Let's see what we get for him. Come on, Damien. Remember when he chopped his toe off? I think is what it was. Not that long ago. All right, about 2 more minutes. We'll see what we can get with Matt here. Let's see what we still got left. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 should still be left. Waiting on Matt to put his name in and leave us with 19 left. So we're straight there. Now we got 3 and 4 pulled off. We're straight there. We still have all 3 of the other daily doubles to go to see who's going to name those regions. That's going to be fun. Let's see. We got 2 more minutes for Matt, and then we'll be spinning the wheel. Shuffle it up and see what happens. We'll start looking at some of these divisions here. Let's see. We already know Division 1 of Region 1 is going to be tough. Let's see. Division 3 of Region 2 should be tough. And I feel like there's not enough information left. Division 3 of Region 1 definitely going to be tough too, no matter who goes into that number 10 spot. And then there's just not enough information to really tell about the rest of them. I'm trying to figure out who I don't want to lose to twice a year. Randy hasn't been put on the board yet, neither is Hanley. So those 2 guys, I got to wait to see if they get on the board so I can avoid the hell out of them. Let's see who else. It was Matt Berger, Matt Kroll, when you were asking the Bearcats. Not you. No, we would have got a hold of you already, man. We would have got a hold of you. It's Matt Berger from the Bearcats, Cincinnati guy. He's secret squirrel stuff. We'll give him 1 more minute. And if not, we will spin the wheel to put him on the board. 20 spots left. Again, I appreciate all of you that have been sticking around for all of this. Let's check Bearcats 1 more time and all of the locations. That way we can see Damien's bloody leg again. All right, we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. See what spot we're going to put him in. I've already sorted it once. He is going in number 14. So Matt's going into spot 14, and he gets to pick that regional mascot. And so let's put him in spot 14. All right, so Region 2, Matt B is going to get to pick the thing that represents that region. So let's remove Matt. Let's shuffle. 19 remaining. All right, Matt Brown, if you're still out there watching, you are on the wheel. Let's see if you were still out there watching. Let me pull the chart up for you as well. I'm going to hit you up. I'll make sure of it. I thought I already did. Matt B's there. All right, cool. I don't have to text you. Let me make sure I pull 14 from the board already since Sean told me before we forget. Thought I did, but maybe not. I did not. Thank you, sir. I was so interested in making sure that I put my little video up. 41 for Matt B. So let's go over here. 41. All right. Matt Brown in the 41 spot. Oops. All right. And we got to take 41 off the wheel as well. There we go. All right, let's shuffle and spin. All right, Matt Furby on the wheel. Let me text him. See if I can get a clean copy for him of the latest and greatest. The two regions that still have the daily doubles are Region 3 and Region 4. It's statistically impossible for that many mats to be picked in a row. So let me tell you, it's funny that you say that. You want to talk about a statistical anomaly. This morning, I was going through the house and I was looking to make sure that I had enough 12-sided dice to be able to do what I wanted to do today. And in reality, I just needed one, right? But I wanted the ones that I could consider the Walter dice, which is the ones that are like blue, white, and gray, kind of go along with the FSA colors. I can't find them. Still didn't find them. So I grabbed a dice that was close, or a die that was close. And I had to sit here on my mat, and I right here where my mouse is at, I moved the mouse out of the way and I rolled it. And I rolled it 5 times. And I rolled a 1 all 5 times. And I thought, there's got to be something wrong with this dice. Like it's got to be loaded, and I bought it that way and didn't know it or whatever. So I put that die away and I went and hunted through the house for a whole bunch more other ones. That way we didn't have one that might be loaded and just kept rolling 1 over and over and over again. All right, blue and purple are left. Sean's right there. I have put a message out to Furby on text and sent him the chart. 1 minute ago, so we'll give him 3 more minutes. So, all right, nothing from Furby yet. So Berger finally just wrote me back from the Bearcats. I told him that we were only given so many minutes for it, and I told him he had already got picked for 14. But the cool part was that he gets to name that region now. So even if he didn't get his number, hopefully that'll be a nice consolation prize for him. All right, Kroll says hit him up if he's got to go to the grocery store. Hit him up if he gets picked. You know it's because it's Matt's. We're gonna probably come up next. So both Matt Furby and Matt Berger were writing me at the same time, and I responded to Matt Furby instead of Matt Berger. All right. So Berger says, I let him know, giving everyone so many minutes to move along, got 14, but he gets to name the region square. And then the response that I got from Furby made it sound like it was from him. And he says, what does that mean? I'm very disconnected. I thought that was coming from Berger. That came from Furby, giving Furby one more minute to see if he can pick who he wants, since he's up on the chart right now. Appreciate you all, the 14 of you that are still out there hanging with me. You guys are awesome. Oh man. So Matt's taken 6, which is where Anthony wanted to be. So, all right. So we're going to have to try to get a hold of Anthony. He said, and what did he say? If he didn't get 6, just randomly pick him, right? Remove 6. All right, let's see who's next. Let's shuffle and go. Need to have some kind of music. Oh, all right, it's me. Damn, this is tough. You know what? Chris said he really wanted to avoid me, right? Wasn't that what he said? He said, whatever I do, as long as I don't play against the commish, right? One spot left in that division. I'm going to play Chris. I will probably go ahead and suck ass this year. But I am taking, what spot was that? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I'm going to take spot 26, 27, 28, 29, 26. Remove. I'm taking spot 26. And there it is. All right. Shuffle. So who's next? All right. Matt is out there. Let me see if Matt's available. Another Matt. He said statistically, there's no way we have that many Matts in a row. It was funny. We still had, let's see, we had Furby. We had Berger. Kroll's still out there. Brown just got picked. Little is on the clock right now. Yeah, I've said that for a couple of years too. We literally could have a whole region of just nothing but Matts. At least a couple of divisions worth. Matt Little says go random. All right, let's get him a number. All right, let's shuffle these up. We are going to put Matt Little in number 10. All right. Matt Little, number 10. Let's remove 10. Let's remove Matt. 15 of y'all left. All right, let's see if Metric is available or not. He might be out driving. Right. Sean, are you still out there? You're still out there. Jason's still out there. Hanley's still out there. Randy's still out there. Last year's world champion still out there. The previous year before that's world champion still out there. Maniac's still out there. Wow, a lot of good people still out there. All right, we will give Metric 4 more minutes. I just hit him up. So let's remove him, though. Let me write him on my list, and we'll get the next one ready to go. Ferg, you still out there? If you're still out there, you will be up after Metric makes his pick, or we randomly assign for him. Who did we not get off the board? Sorry if I'm giving anybody seizures. Oh, it's because I already counted the one right here with Anthony coming off the board. You'll take 10. All right, let's see what Metric comes up with, and if not, we'll give you 10. Oh, Metric is on. He said he's taking 35. I love it. All right, so let's pull 35 off the board. All right. Metric going for 35. Anthony said he wants 10. Man, that's been taken for a while. That was Matt Little's number. All right. Because it was random, you might not have saw it. All right, so the 10's already gone. Where you want to go? All right, we got 35 off, and we got Metric off as well. Lucky ass Ferg, where you want to go? Metric, appreciate you, brother. Have fun at the Fine Arts. 30. All right. You are going to take, oh, I got to get to the right screen. 30. All right, 30. Remove. 30, remove. Let's shuffle and spin. 13 people left. Got about a region worth of people left. You go back on the wheel. Like we're pulling them from the board and putting them back in the hat. All right, Maniacs. Let's see if we can get a hold of Matt. See if he's out there. He should respond fairly quick. All right, Jason. Good hanging out with you as well. Turd is out. So here's the idea. Since the couple of you that are left, 13 of you that are left, we hit the 2-hour mark and we're down to the final 12. So we're doing quite well, I think. I know it's a long 2 hours, but so Toby had an idea that not only did you get to pick what spot you wanted to be in, so you would know division and region, but the spot that you picked was also your draft order spot. So if you decided to pick number 1 in the red region, that's the first spot. Took 13 in the green region, number 1 spot. But then here was the extra part on top of that. We would do 12 final rolls, just like we normally do whenever we do the order selection. And I thought, I don't know if that really does much. That kind of takes away from the show that we normally do. and it doesn't really matter where you end up putting yourself on the board then. So it's something to think about for 2026, even if this even lasts until then. I think this is fun. I mean, it took me a couple minutes to figure out where the heck I wanted to put myself, especially with all the competition that's out there. We're really, trimmed and neat, trimmed and neat and lean this year with all of the great competitors. So I think it's cool. Matt says the draft show's too good to replace. And you know what? It was funny. What we ended up saying was, and I don't know where it went. There was too good to replace. Is what would we do without Snake Eyes then? I mean, that seems to be y'all's fan favorite, even though I freaking hate that stuff. What would we do if we didn't have Snake Eyes? Hanley says he likes it. So I appreciate it, Matt. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Where's did we get a message back from Kroll yet? Nothing yet. Let's see. What was Matt's last message to us? Hit me up if I come up. Okay, we're hitting you up, man. We're trying to at least. Let's do this, though. We don't know what number Matt's going to pick yet. I'm going to remove him off the board. I'm going to write him down. And we're going to go ahead and pick the next one. So if it's one of you guys that are still out there, you can start thinking about it. Sean just went over the edge to you. I wasn't sure if it was going to or not. So start thinking about it, man. I'll pull the board up so you can start looking at it. And then, unless Matt picks the spot that you were going to go into, there are your spots. And if you want, shoot me a message on the backside, Sean, and be like, hey, if it's not taken, I'll take this. That way Matt can't see what you want. And then we can also move along pretty fast as soon as we get Matt's response. Sean says it's about darn time. I mean, you think you got it bad. Hanley's still out there. Randy's still out there. They're waiting. It'd be funny if you two were the last two cogs that are out there. Like it is just two great big pie halves and just the two of you left. All right, I've tried to get a hold of Matt in every way, shape, or form that I can. So I'm going to go ahead and randomly pick for him. All right. Shuffle. Matt. All right, so he wasn't here for his pick, but he is getting the spot for number 34, Matt Kroll. is getting to name that region. All right. There we go. That was number 34. Let's take him off the board. Remove 34. We've already removed. All right, Sean, where you want to go? Sean says he wants 8. All right, let's go back over here. Let's take 8 off the board as well. Sean definitely wants to make sure that he's playing with Ty this year. All right. That fills the red, yeah? So red is done. Pretty good region right there. All right, so let's make sure we got Sean off the board. We got 8 off the board. Sean, you're gone. Let's shuffle and see what's left. All right, Randy, you didn't go last. You just put it out there in the world on Discord. All right, let's pull your chart up, see who you want.
Well, since my number 34 was just taken,
Oh, man.
I'm staying in the same region as Jonathan, so I will go with number 36.
36? Okay. Kind of figured you guys are going to stay close together. All right, Randy going in 36. Oops, why did I change that yellow? All right, Randy going in 36. Take you off of there. Let's take you off of 36. All right. Let's do shuffle. Let's see. All right, Todd. ET is up. Let's see if we can get a hold of him on Discord. I know he's right out there. All right, I hit him up in the WRO. Let's do a new screenshot. We haven't done one in a while. All right. Take him off the list. We'll shuffle. We'll spin who's next, and I'll put ET down for the next guy. There you go, Hanley. All right, now just kind of look at the board. Wait till ET makes his pick. Oh, ET's already marked over here, 42. All right. All right, ET took 42. He is paying attention. I appreciate you, my friend. All right, Hanley, who you want? What you want? You're on mute. You got to take yourself off mute.
I didn't know I was muted myself. You muted me.
I muted you, but for some reason I can't unmute you, which is the weirdest damn thing in the world.
I don't know what I want. I was planning on taking 36 because I wanted to play Matt Kroll, and Randy took it.
Well, you still get, if you take 29 or 31, you still get to play them. It's just one time a year instead of twice a year.
I wanted to be in his division.
Do we have 2 Matt Bs? We have a Matt Brown, and where was the other Matt B that I put on there, Matt, that you're thinking of? We got a Matt F. I
wanted Matt Kroll.
Oh, okay. There is another Matt B up here. Whose Matt B is this one? Which one did you end up taking? Matt Berger and Matt Brown. Which one did you end up taking, Matt? You're in Region 2? Because Berger ended up getting... No, Berger ended up getting the 14. You were in Region 4. Oh, you were just telling me where it's at. Matt Berger is here. Good call. This is Matt Brown. I'm glad you caught that. Thank you. I would have known because I had his number written down for him winning it in 14. So there we go.
I'm debating. Do I want to go into Region 3 or do I want to take a stab at Region 4 so I can name it?
Name the region. Well, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 12 spots. You got about a 50-50. Well, I wouldn't say that's right. That's 1 out of 5 left. So math is not my strong suit. 20% of getting it right.
Well, if I take 40, that'd be the 4th pick in that round. If we're going by that, give me or 38. Give me 38. I'll take the 2nd spot in that region.
Well, so you remember we're still going to do we're going to still do the show, the draft order shows in August for each one of these. These are just going to be where you're at right now. So nope, that still wasn't the spot. So, but good pick. But we got you on the chart. So you ended up taking 36, 37, 38. All right, let's pull you off of here. Let's take off 38. All right. 9 spots left. Did I miss a number somewhere again? Let's see. 1747. Let me put these back in order. I must have missed a number somewhere. 17 still out there. 19, 29, 31, 40.
42.
42. Who took 42?
ET.
Okay, that's what it was. I forgot to take him off the board. Thank you. 44, 46, and 47 still left. All right, cool. All right, let's go over here and shuffle. All right, let me reach out to Devin. Boys lost the second game 23-9. All right, got 2 more minutes on Devin. I'm going to go ahead and remove him from the list. Spin for the next one. Oh, DJ says he's in there with us. All right, cool. All right, DJ, who you want before we put Anthony on the board? Because he's going to be a random. He already said if he couldn't get 6, he wanted us to just put him on random. So who you want? I'll pull the board back up again for you. Looks like left is 17, 19, 29, 31, 40, 44, 46, 47. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. That'll be right after we get you on the board. And then we get Anthony on there randomly. All right, which one of those spots do you want, my friend? You good with random? Spin it one more time. You're good to go. Make sure that's what you want. And then I'll put you up on random if that's what you want. Let's make sure we got them, everybody off the board. 17, 19, 29, 31, 40, 46, 40, 44, 46, 47. All right. You good with random then? I just want to get a thumbs up from you before I do it. Oh, just random you. Okay, cool. I got you. Trying to catch you on both spots to figure out what you want. I didn't want to do it without it. All right. Random. Sort. Shuffle. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to remove 40. Put you on the board. All right, Jink, you're in there. All right, so make sure you're off of this one too. Anthony was next. Anthony said randomize him. Is that right, Sean? All right, 47 to Anthony. All right, let's remove 47. Remove Anthony. Shuffle. All right, let's see if Carl's out there. I'm wondering how much faster this would be if we had more people show up and not do so many randoms. That way we didn't have to wait 4 minutes at a time for each person too. Carl gets 3 more minutes. How's baseball going, guys? About to pull it up and look. I got Jonathan this week. 39-point lead. No, our pitching sucked today. -2 out of my pitching. That's amazing. Gonna come down to Friday and Jonathan's gonna come back and beat me. I mean, you're not wrong, Paul. I mean, we've tried it quite a few times, and it is rough, which is why we normally end up having to try to do our drafts at different times and different dates and stuff like that. But I feel like the more and more we trim this and we get down to the more dedicated person, the more dedicated player, that this would have a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more show, a little bit more people showing up for it. All right, 2 more minutes. Let's see if Carl shows up or not. Who's still left? After we remove Carl, we'll mark his name down. Jason's still out there. Cam, last year's world champion, Epidemic Elephants, and Eric the Warbird still out there. Jason just waiting around for that last spot. All right, 1 more minute on Carl. All right, we have hit our 4 minutes on Carl. We are going to spin the wheel. 6 numbers left. I've already hit shuffle. Carl is going into number 31. Right. Remove 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shuffle. Spin. Jason! You finally made it. All right, I'm going to remove you from the wheel. We're down to our final 4. The numbers that you have available to you are those: 17, 19, 29, 44, 46.
Yeah, in baseball, I got screwed this weekend with all the postponed games.
I got a couple of them too. The Toronto one was postponed very early today, so
Yeah.
I lost out on a pitcher start there.
That and the Yankees.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we'll have a bunch of double headers, and that'll help us all come back.
Because I just pulled mine up. Yeah, I got the Yankees in Toronto, and then yesterday I had that plus Detroit and Baltimore.
And I think I lost out on a Cleveland guy last night.
But Detroit Baltimore is getting made up tonight because they're playing a doubleheader today to make it up.
Yeah, I think Cleveland is too. And my guy got his start of one of the 2 games, but he got me -2 points. So
I got to start tomorrow coming from Detroit because I got Scooble going tomorrow. He's pitching tomorrow.
Jason says, let's close out Region 3 and make it 29. All right, Jason, 29. All right, let's take 29 off the board. Okay, 29 off the board. Jason's already been removed. I think Matt's still out there because he is still representing Ted. All right, Eric Warbirds. Let me see if I can't get a hold of him. He's been pretty quiet on the chats today.
I say when you get down to the final 2, just spin a random wheel and just let the randomizer take it.
Take the last spot. Let's see. 17, 19, 44, 46 left. All right, Jay. Appreciate Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for sticking around. Glad you got up on the board finally. Paul says, ain't nobody want to tangle with those ferocious rabbits. All right, let's see. Yeah, you're not wrong. Looking at your message right now, Randy. You're not wrong. Or do it, now that we say this, maybe we could do it in chunks. Kind of like the draft is. Do so many picks on do so many on a Thursday, so many on a Friday, and so many on a Saturday. That way everybody only, if it's a 3 hour, everybody only has to tune in for like an hour. That's probably another good way of doing it, I think. In fact, now that I say that out loud, that's probably the really best way to do it.
Yeah, probably instead of like 1 3 hour.
Yeah. Yeah, and Matt Brown's not wrong. It is hard to get everybody tough together on a Saturday midday like this, and it's true. And I think even if we had gone with noon, which was the original thought, I think the only people we would have caught are the ones that are really watching the draft.
Especially with a weekend like this when you got the NFL draft going on and baseball's in full swing.
Yeah, you guys aren't wrong. I just thought, part of me was, I thought because the draft is going on, it might be a reason to bring everybody together. And it still could be, but maybe we do it in chunks where we are not keeping everybody here for 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 56 seconds, where we do a little bit each time and you just tune in for that hour. And then if your name isn't called, you just come back the next day. And if your name is called, you just don't come back the next day because you already know that you got your spot.
Yeah.
Could be a way to do it. And I actually like that.
Or the other way you could do it to speed it up instead of everybody picking their stuff, just their name comes up and then you just spin a random wheel and that's the spot they go into.
Go into and just do it all 48 spots really, really quick. All right. I am giving Eric he's got 2 more minutes still. See if he pops up or not. Could even do the first round instead on Thursday night. It's probably not wrong. We probably could have got the majority of the people on Thursday. And then maybe even got more done on Thursday. Maybe keep it a little bit longer instead of just an hour. Maybe go an hour and a half and then pick up 45 minutes each one of the next days or something like that.
I don't know. For me, I was screwed both days, Thursday and today, so it wouldn't have made much difference to me because I was at the Tigers game today, and then Thursday night the Pistons are in the playoffs. I went down to the game Thursday night for the.
Cool.
You can also do, if somebody don't think they're going to be there and they know what numbers they want, maybe give you their top 3 numbers, and if their name comes up, 3 numbers.
And then Toby also has a very good idea. Maybe don't do it as a show and do it as a slow draft. I'm just wondering how long that would take. Give everybody so many hours to pick. It'd be no different than us doing 4 minutes right now in reality, but I don't know what the time is for that either. Do we do
you could do like what you could do is do like a real quick, like you do with the draft order shows, and then everybody just has to, and then do like an order of where you pick your region spot, and then slow draft from there.
But the other thing too, what we could do is figure it out so it lasts a maximum of a week. The other thing that we could do is we could do the order of pick. So we do all the random wheels so we know who's going to take the first slot.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Do like a draft order show where you just go through and you just keep spinning a wheel from 1 to 48. So then
everybody knows what spot they're supposed to be picking at, and then let them pick after that.
Yeah.
All right. So Eric hasn't. Let me just check everywhere. Different Eric. So, make sure that I haven't missed him anywhere on here.
Here, let me turn my mic volume down some more. Apparently, I was real loud.
Matt says your mic volume's on 12. Crank it up. And make sure I don't have him on text message. Okay.
I turned it way down.
All right. So Eric, we're going to go ahead and remove him. We're going to go ahead and shuffle and then pick what his spot is. 44. All right. So let's remove 44. And Eric Warbirds is going in the 44 spot. All right. We got 3 people left. I have a funny feeling that I'm trying to think who's left. I think everybody else is probably going to be a random. Oh, no, Matt's still out there. So I know Matt is at least going to pick up on Ted. So, yeah, I thought 3 hours. All right. So let's see if Trumbley's out there. He's out in California. Let's see if he's available.
Yeah, because that's the other thing you got playing that you got throwing into it is you got people all over the country.
Yep. And then we've got Chris over in UK. The good thing is we no longer have anybody in Germany. Nobody's in Korea. Nobody's in Japan like we were at before. And the one guy that we had in Australia isn't playing with us anymore. So we've cut out a couple of time zones at least.
That's where I think it would help out if we did the wheel and determine the order and then
have everybody do it.
Yeah, because then they would know, okay, I got to be in there at this time. And
only other thing about that, though, is if you wanted to play with somebody, you might not be able to.
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, man, I forgot. Gerard.
Well, not necessarily because you would still pick your spot. He would be determining as when you're going to be able to pick your spot. Like instead of doing it one at a time. Brian
would already have the whole list of 48, and it just hits you up like, "Hey, it's your time, your time, your time."
Basically, like when you go to draft, what you have your draft order predetermined.
Yeah, but also do like you're saying before. Once you do all 48, just so it's not a long thing, you can break it up.
But then, like the other idea that somebody had about, have everybody give you like their top 3 choices. Yeah. And then if all 3 of those are gone, then just do a random.
From there. Yeah. Let's see. What numbers are daily doubles in our region? Let me go over and look. And Chris, just so you know, since you just tuned back in, I took a little bit of time to try to figure out where I wanted to go. And I literally picked that region and that division because you said you didn't want to play against me. It's a tough decision, but I went with it. So in ours, Matt Kroll has the naming of the region. We tried to get a hold of him. We did about 10 or 11 minutes. Apparently he popped right back in and I saw it, but there was still a 6-minute delay with a 4-minute delay on top of that. But his consolation prize, if you want to call it that, is he's going to get to name the region. Let's see. Jason wants to know what's left. Let me see if I can send him a chart.
17, 19, and 46.
I want him to be able to see the names, though, too, of who's in each one of those regions. Oops, we're already there. Oh, he sees it? Okay. Good deal. All right, let's see what he's got. Chris says at least it wasn't 27. Is that the spot I ended up getting? 24, 25, 26, 27. This would be 27, would be Eric. He said he wants to go 17. All right. Jason T, I got you in there at 17. All right, let's go over here. Remove you from here. We're down to the final two. 46 and 19.
So who's gonna get the name Region 4?
One of these two guys. However it works out. Let's randomize it. I guess it doesn't really matter since there's only 2 spots left. And we'll see what happens. All right, Wildcats is up. Let me see if Cam gets it or not. See if Cam. So yeah, and you know what? And I don't have a problem with that. Maybe we should come up with some kind of thing if we keep this for next year. That Brian Ware, who was Ted Lasso's general manager, because he won the whole thing last year. Maybe that is an incentive that they get the first overall, or maybe they get the last one. I don't know where the incentive would be in all of that, honestly, because I don't know if you want to be early. There's nobody around you. You want to be late to see who's there. You get the incentive of no matter what, whatever region you end up in, you get to pick the mascot, something along with that. But depending on how this random shows up here, if we don't get a hold of Cam, it's a very good possibility that Brian gets to pick the regional mascot anyways. So we will give Cam 3 more minutes and see if he comes up. If not, we will we know who's left. We'll put Cam first. And then we'll put Brian W up there next. And we'll see what's up. Toby says, redraft. Let's start it all over again. Cam's responding. Let me see what we got for the 2 numbers left. 19 and 46.
So basically, does he want 2 or 4?
Yeah, and I know that you two have been wanting to play against each other for a while, Matt. So hopefully this will work out based on whatever Cam says here to me. You guys might still get it. See, I thought about that too, Chris. It's funny that you brought that up. Maybe they can call themselves anytime on the wheel. Like at some point, like if the winner wants to stick around and they start to see the chart fill up and stuff like that, they start seeing where everybody's at and holes start getting filled. They see where a group of people are that they want to play. And they're like, it's me, my turn. And then they get to put themselves in wherever it is. And then we pull them off
they don't put their name on the wheel, and they just got to tune in and they just say, hey, this is where I want to.
Yep, exactly. Then they get to pick their own spot whenever they want. And I actually kind of like it. That actually came across my mind as we were talking about that. I actually think that's kind of a cool idea. And then do we add to it that they get to name the region as well? Pick your spot and name the region? That's if we do this again next year. I liked it, even though it's a long damn time.
Actually, I don't know though, because how can you do that? Because if the daily doubles are going to be random, and say
we just pull the daily double out as soon as they pick the region.
Well, what if they want to be in region 1, but then somebody else already got the daily double in region 1?
Yeah, they might have to give it up, and there might be an arm wrestle for it.
I was even thinking they could even say somebody already has spot 6 and they have the choice to bump them off of that if they wanted that spot.
That's true. It's kind of like when we pull them out of the hat and we do a roll of number 8 and we replace them and throw them back in the hat. Oh my God. It's already 2 hours and 41 minutes long.
That's only for the winner, though. I mean,
Okay,
the
gotcha.
overall winner.
And then whoever gets taken off, you spin the wheel of numbers and they go into a random spot.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea too, Matt. Give it to each one of the regional winners. Let them be able to do it. See if they want it. Like the regional winners, they might like right now. Ty might name the region 1 as the Cerberus, and she might not win region 1. But whoever wins that wants to rename it for the next year or name whatever it is the one that they get in. Maybe the regional winners are the first ones that get to plant their flag in 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then everybody fills in from there. Kind of gives it kind of more of a regional manager feel like it was last year a little bit. And then
yeah, so say like
it was this year.
Yeah, so say
You're so loud. We love you, but damn, why is that thing so loud? It's a good microphone. That's all I can say.
It's the microphone on the camera.
That's crazy. It's the flea that's jumping behind you against the wall on the other side of the room. We heard that thing jump too.
No, but say
that's much better.
Say you win your region, then you would say you win your region, you stay in there that region, and you can use to keep the mascot or change it.
Change it, yeah. I'm trying to get Cam to. I mean, Cam responded and then he got super quiet, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him here. Give me just a second to get him to respond. If not, we're gonna spin that wheel. We'll play around with this, the idea of this during the season, see what we can do into the off season. And I don't even mind if we keep it at 48 again for another year. Just do 412s, because I think the stuff that comes along with the 412s is we do get the opportunity to get 14 full weeks of regular season, and even if there is a doubleheader week, I like the schedule better because it matches the 12-team, 14-game schedule that I've played since 1993. It still allows us to do the combined playoffs that we want to do with each one of the regions. There's a lot of good things with this setup. I don't mind 48.
And the other thing you could do too, like if you want to expand it down the road, is then have like we have our regions and then have like another subset and then create like another set of 4 regions and fill that, and then you have 48 on one side and 48 on the other.
All right, we are going to spin for Cam because he hasn't responded, and it has definitely been 5 minutes since the last time that he hit me up. I know, Chris, you like to remind me every time I mention that we started this thing in 93 that you were born that year. Thank you very much, Jackass. All right. Well, the good news is Cam's going to get the 19th spot, and all of this talk about how the world champion gets to pick what spot that they get in, and I don't want Brian to feel like he was left out at all. So let's make sure that he gets his due diligence. So kind of goes along with what we wanted anyways. He ends up getting to pick the region for region 4, the mascot for it at least. So I think that's pretty cool. It worked out. It's kind of poetic. All right, cool. Well, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour myself another drink. Since we're under the 3-hour mark, I am going to work on getting everybody set up on Discord inside their regions. For right now, I'll just name them region 1, 2, 3, and 4. We will get them named after the regional or the people that won the daily double picks what they want. And then I will probably do the same thing on MFL. Probably just name them regions 1, 2, 3, and 4 for now until we get names and graphics and stuff like that for it.
Maybe post on the main thing on the main WRL feed who the 4 are.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to tag them in there because I know that Matt Berger might be one of the harder ones to get. And I know Brian will check it once we get in the flow a little bit more. So I know Matt will reach out to him for me and let him know. Ty, I appreciate it. Hanley, Randy, thank you for sticking around with me the entire time. Matt, the other 7 or 8, 6, 9 people that are still out there watching, I appreciate you all.
Another 30 minutes.
we will be back. Let's see. Today's Saturday. We will be back for a show on the 30th. That will be Wednesday, the normal Fanatically Real broadcast. We will come back. Katie, I appreciate you as well. I'm excited for you for your first year too. But let me do the legwork for everything else that I said I needed to get done on Discord and on MFL. And then we will be back on Wednesday. What we'll probably do is kind of a parade of teams from all of this so everybody can see what it was that didn't get in and see it tonight. And then on Wednesday night, we will figure out what week is going to be the doubleheader game as well. So for the 10 of you that are still out there, Chris says Discord is sorted already. Man, you're the best. I appreciate you. He's already got the regions tagged for me. You're the best, brother. What I'm going to do is, who just popped in? Toby at the end of it all. Of course you did at the end of it all. What's up? What I'm going to do is.
Hey, did this start yet?
Toby at the end of it all. Man, mute me. I can hear myself. What I'm going to do is.
Hey, did this start yet?
Mute your ass. What we'll do next Wednesday is we'll figure out what is going to be the doubleheader week. Here's how we're going to do that. We'll do something pretty much like what we did with the number cog today, which was this one. Let me see if I can pop it back in real quick. It's only got those two numbers left on it. But what we'll do is we'll have numbers 1 through 14 on it. And what we'll do is we'll spin it. We'll randomize it. We'll spin it. And we'll keep doing that until we get two numbers that match. So let's say the very first number that we spin happens to be a 2. Let's say we do 11 more rolls and then the 2 comes back up. That will be the week that we will double up. So once we get a week number twice somewhere in the sequence, that will be the number that we will double up. So what we'll do is we've got a schedule of 1 through 14. If week 2 becomes the doubleheader, we will grab week 3 schedule, combine it to week 2. That will be your doubleheader week. So however that works out. If it happens to be 14, then we will grab 14 and push it into week 13, and it'll be the final week of the season will be your doubleheader. So that's how we'll do it. Thanks everybody for being here. Toby, I appreciate you coming in. Red one at the very last minute. I like that. That's cool. We will see you guys all next Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with me for 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 25 seconds. Hit me up on Discord if you need anything. I'll chat with you all soon.
Hanley, trade me the 102.